Hi everyone, my name is Audrey and welcome to my channel. Today I'm giving you a new weekly reading vlog. So today is Saturday evening. I am starting this new vlog and now I am headed to bed though because I am quite tired. It is quite late also, almost 10 p.m. and I'm usually in bed way before that. But yeah, I did sleep very well last night and got up way later than usual because we didn't have cheerleading class. So that helped a lot for me to be well rested, which I'm grateful for. So today I just started two new books. A first one is Where Sleeping Girls Lie, which I'm really enjoying. I'm 10% through, 100 pages, e-pages in. Out of 1,000. So I'm kind of on a roll right now, really enjoying the dark academia part of it. And there's a lot of mysteries, a lot of things, a lot of pieces that are missing to the big picture. And we're seeing just tiny bits of things here and there, but it's enough to make me curious to want to know more and see how this goes and what it's actually going to reveal. So yeah, I am going to be continuing this read in my bed for now. And I also started Legends and Lattes, which I'm 50-ish pages in, which I'm also really loving so far. I'm usually not a fan of like cozy kind of reads. Cozy mysteries, I don't get them. I don't understand them. I wasn't that much of a fan of Finley Donovan, which was described as that, but I was a fan of The Honey Witch, which was described to me as cozy fantasy, but it was also a romance, but it was a cozy type of vibe. And I really enjoyed that book. And I feel like I enjoyed the coziness of it more in fantasies than in mysteries, I guess. Yes, I'm really enjoying this. Can't wait to see where it's gonna lead. I was on a roll while reading that this morning, and I had to stop because we went to the bookstore. And I ended up picking Where Sleeping Girls Lie instead because I wanted to start multiple books at the same time. Well, one in each format at least. And both of these reads right now are very interesting and I can't wait to read more. So that's a good sign. I am not in a slump. I haven't been in a slump. That's not the reason why I'm not reading. I'm really excited for the books that I'm reading, except maybe for a couple of titles that I'm not as excited, but it's mostly exciting things. And I'm still very motivated to read. It's just my body cannot compute anymore. And I just can't find the time because I have to prioritize resting and taking care of myself, even if like reading is taking care of myself, but I just physically can't anymore. During the weekdays, I'm having a very hard time to do that. Anyways, I'm going to try to do things a little bit differently. For now, I'm going to go ahead and go to bed or read a little bit more of Where Sleeping Girls Lie. And then tomorrow morning, I have band practice. And after that, I'm going to be editing some videos. Well, a video because I need to do my wrap up and TBR for February. I'm going to do one video for that. And that's going to be pretty much all I'm going to be editing for now. I'm just trying to slowly get back into it. I'll update you tomorrow. All right, see ya. Hey everyone, it is now Sunday afternoon. I had band rehearsal this morning. It went well. I ate lunch, I got my coffee, I've got water, and now I'm getting ready to get some things done. I feel good today, surprisingly. But yeah, I'm going to start with folding some laundry, and then I do need to change the sheets on the bed. And then I do want to get to some editing. I know that Princess is going to be, well, she's supposed to go live, unless I haven't seen a message from her that she's not going live, but usually she does sprints during Sunday afternoons, so I'll probably join so that I'm a little bit more productive. So yeah, editing the January wrap up as well as the February TBR, which is all in the same video. So editing that video and then uploading it. And then I'm gonna try to read some more of Where Sleeping Girls Lie. I keep adding a the there, but there's no the. It's just Where Sleeping Girls Lie. I keep making that mistake over and over. But yes, I've made some progress yesterday as well as this morning. I woke up at around 4:30, I think, which is not too bad considering that I did go to bed later on. I read maybe 30-ish pages in bed, and then I read some more, maybe 70-ish pages this morning, which is good. And honestly, I am getting very addicted to this book. I'm hooked. I want to know more. I want to know what's happening, who's the bullies, like what's going on, what's this investigation, what are the secrets that everyone are hiding. I'm really curious. It's got me interested and hooked, and I really want to know more. So I find it hard to put it down this morning. So that's good news, which means I am going to be reading it quite quicker. Usually that tends to happen when I'm in that mood. But yes, very enjoyable for now. I feel like it is. I don't know if it's quite fast paced, but that's how I'm feeling it while I'm reading it. And we're also still getting to know our characters. So I just have to remind myself that it is YA, because at some point I feel like it's obvious that the author is giving us clues. But again, it is a YA book, which is fine with me. It didn't bother me in the Inheritance games. I kind of have the same feeling, same vibe while reading this. It's not the same thing at all. It's just like the vibe that I'm getting from the experience of reading is pretty much the same, if that makes any sense. I feel like I'm just rambling at this point, but yeah. Then I do want to make some more progress in Legends and Lattes. I did want to finish this book today, hopefully, but I don't know. It will depend if I'm just stuck in Where Sleeping Girls Lie, or if I just want to like try to make some progress in both. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. And I also want to take some time to update the bullet journal, but the reading bullet journal, but as well as the planning for the business journal. So those I've got up with me. And yeah. Also, I forgot to tell you, I think I didn't talk about it in my last vlog. I don't think so. I don't remember talking about it, but yesterday during the day, during the afternoon-ish, I did count all of my books. I created new shelves on Goodreads where one of them is the books that I own physically, and the other one is the books that I own on my e-reader. And then I already had a shelf that was called TBR. So every book that I own that I haven't read yet. And that included like both physically and on the reader. But I didn't like know how many books I owned and all that. So I did want to put that up to date. So I basically ran through all of my books. I do think I have a couple of them missing though, because some of my books are wrapped, and like I remember some of the books that are there, but I might have forgotten a couple of those. That is a possibility. So maybe there's a couple of them that are missing in the physical book count. But all right, so I had to check again because I did it on my phone, but I have physically 169 books, which is not a lot. I knew that I didn't have a lot of books compared to a lot of people on BookTube, which is fine. I'm like, it's not a contest, anything. But yeah, 169 books. I didn't count my books from university though, because I did have a lot of plays and like classical literature books that I did buy for university and stuff, but I didn't count those. So I probably have more than 200 books, just not necessarily like fiction, or just like I don't want to include university books, if that makes any sense. So 169 books. I have 74 books on my e-reader, which is not bad at all because it's very easy to get like very, very cheap books on your e-reader. And I am quite good with that. I do prefer physical books, so that would explain this. But I do like to use my reader for books that I either need to read like right away and I don't have time to order it, or books I'm not sure I'm gonna like and I just want to try out, or books that I have like e-arcs from NetGalley or that I borrow from the library. So that's mainly my use of the reader, which would explain why I don't have that many books on there. And I do have books that are on both those lists because one of them, for example, is The Deep, which I've bought on my e-reader because I wanted to read it quickly and ended up loving it so much. And when I found it at the bookstore, I saw it and I knew I had to buy myself another copy. There's a couple of books like that I really loved that I read on my e-reader that I also want to own the physical copy. So that one is one of them. One that I'm looking for to buy is The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. That's another example. I don't have it on both lists yet because I haven't found it at the bookstore so far. I could order it, but that's the other thing. I don't necessarily buy those books like right away because I've read them already and I do own a copy on my reader. So if I do want to reread it, as I've done with The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle, but if I do see it on the shelves of the bookstore, I will buy it. But so far, I haven't found it. One day I'll have it. Same thing with the Farseer trilogy. I have Royal Assassin that's missing that I haven't gotten yet, but I do have Assassin's Apprentice that I bought yesterday, and then Assassin's Quest, I already have it. The 3 of the Life Ship Traders I do own, and I do own Fool's Errand, but that one I didn't get on my reader. At first, I was reading them on my reader because they are big books, and when they are big books, I hate having like mass market paperbacks. I hate those. I really hate those. That's why I bought Game of Thrones on my reader as well. And I had a bundle for the Farseer trilogy as well as for the Life Ship because it was cheaper buying all 3 of them. But then I saw they had like the UK paperback versions republished here in Canada, and I really loved them. So I decided to purchase them physically and like eventually own all 16 of the Robin Hobb books in those editions. Yeah, so those ones are on both lists as well. But for all of those books, my TBR count is at 67. So that's including the books that I'm currently reading that I haven't finished reading. I'm not counting like the Diviners because it's a reread. So like that one's not necessarily on my TBR list. I am rereading it, but even if I own it, I have read it before. So that is not on the TBR list, but all of the other books, digitally and physically, I have I own 67 books that I haven't read yet. So it's honestly not that bad. I'm trying to keep that number under 60 books, but yeah, I gotta read to do that. So at one point it was under 60, but then I bought some more books. So it happens. It's fine. Right now with my Goodreads challenge, I'm behind maybe 3 books, I think. Yeah, 2 completed for 2025, which is not a lot. But I'm very confident that I'm going to be finishing these 2 current books very quickly because so far it's going very well and they're quick and easy reads. So I should be able to finish 2 books by the end of the week at least. At least 1 book by the end of the weekend for sure. We'll see for the rest. But yeah. Anyways, I'm rambling. I am going to get to folding laundry, changing sheets, and then the computer and working on stuff, trying to read in between. And I'll update you a little bit later with some updates, especially if I do read. I've got a feeling that I'm going to have a lot of things to talk about, and it's going to be a fun ride. So I'll see you later. Hey everyone, it is now Tuesday evening. Yes, I'm updating during the week. Who am I? I feel like I'm pretty much on track with what I needed to get done for a lot of things that I needed to get done for school. I still have some things to do, but not necessarily like things that I absolutely need to finish for the next day, every day. And that's making a huge difference in the quality of my free time that wasn't free at all for the last month. So, anyways, I'm just happy that I can actually catch a little bit of a break. So far, it's been good. There's a snowstorm coming up on Thursday that they're predicting. Hopefully, it's gonna stay that way and we're gonna get a snow day. And that'd be awesome because I do have a teacher's day on Friday. So I'm not with my students on Friday. And we haven't had a snow day so far since the beginning of winter, which is a bit weird because usually we always have between 2 or 3 snow days during the winter. So yeah, I'm excited. I really want that snow day. We shall see. I will be filming if we do end up having a snow day. But yeah, fingers crossed. Anyways, I did want to update you because I ended up reading so much of Where the Sleeping Girls Lie. So I am past the halfway point, just barely, but still. And I read so much on, is it Sunday? On Sunday, I read 350 pages of Where the Sleeping Girls Lie, which were e-pages. I'm saying it again because it's really not the same as reading regular pages, but it's still a lot more than I usually read. So I was really happy with that. Also, I just find myself having a hard time to putting down this book. I am so invested into like everything that's going on, the mystery of it all. What are all of these secrets? Definitely someone is covering up because proofs are disappearing and it's just a bit not weird, but I'd say concerning, and I don't know, but I'm very intrigued and I just want to continue reading. I'm really loving it. I just hope that the reveals and twists do turn out good because I would be very disappointed in like wanting to read this book so much and just having those reveals at the end being disappointing. But usually I can see that coming up ahead, especially because I'm past the halfway point. So I would know from here already that I didn't like the book. That's pretty much what happened when I was reading One by One by Ruth Ware. I did not enjoy that book. I felt like it was so underwhelming and like every twist was boring and I could see it coming a mile away. Hated the characters. Like, I did not care for them. I didn't care that they got what was coming for them. Yeah, no. And the further I went into the story, the worse it got. And in this, halfway through, it's still very good. So I'm very hopeful, and I've seen many reviews on BookTube that were giving it a 5 stars. So very hopeful that it's gonna be something close to a 5-star as well for me. But yes, it's very intriguing. I don't really want to spoil much of it. It is a longer book for a thriller-ish because they don't tend to be like that long, but it doesn't feel like it's that long of a book. I love that with the clues that we're getting with what's going on, we are slowly getting clues into our characters and who they are and where they come from, and seeing our main characters like build their relationships with other people. Yeah, I'm really, really enjoying that. And I feel like it's like there's no issue with pacing, which might be an issue for a thriller that's like 500 pages, but I don't feel like that at all. And I can tell when a book is slow, even if I really, really love Robin Hobb's books, I can tell you that they are slow, but it's definitely not the case with this book. So yeah, I'm really, really happy with that. So yeah, I'm really enjoying my read. And that's pretty much all I wanted to say right now, the update I wanted to give you. Tomorrow, I still have another big day, a huge day. I'm going to both of my schools, and then I have band practice in the evening. I have a full day of 5 periods, and it's a big day. I do need to leave very early, but hopefully it's going to be the last day teaching of the week so that I can work on grading the papers I have left to grade and get some time to read. So, on that note, it is quite late and I do need to get up very early and leave early tomorrow morning. So, I'm going to go ahead and go to bed with my reader and read a bit more before I fall asleep, hopefully not too early. And I'll update you probably on Thursday so that you know if I end up having a snow day or not. I actually wrote it in my planner. So like at this point, it has to happen. Yeah, I'm very optimistic. But yeah, we shall see. I'll update you in a couple of days. So I'll see ya.
Snow day! Go!
Hey everyone, it is now Thursday. We are in the middle of the morning and I'm home because it is a snow day. I'm so excited and kind of relieved because I needed this snow day so bad. So really happy. I took my time in bed. I lay in bed a lot longer than I usually do this morning. I did get up at like 3 a.m. and then went back to bed and then was falling asleep again, all over again, which I do tend to do if I do stay in bed. But yeah, and then got confirmation that we were closed and even university closed. And that's very rare. They usually don't close, even if elementary schools and high schools do close. In the 9 years I was at that university, I think it happened only once. So yeah, that means conditions on the road are very terrible. And I know some people on my Facebook that confirmed that the roads were terrible. So yay, I'm just taking it because yeah, I definitely needed it. It doesn't look too bad here, but because of the wind, we don't always see well on the other roads. So, and we're just like in a small rural area. So that means like big highways and stuff, it's probably pretty bad. Anyways, I'm definitely not complaining. I do want to read first. I did eat breakfast and I do have work to do though, because we have 2 Teachers' Day that are scheduled in our calendar that are for snowstorm purposes. So if we do get to close the school because of a snowstorm, then the day that we were supposed to be doing today, we're gonna do it in one of those teachers' days that we scheduled in advance. So we know in advance, like that's gonna be our first snow day that we had. We're gonna be doing it on a later date when there's no more snow. I think it's in April and May, both of those days. If you don't end up closing the school for snow days, which is actually very, very rare. I've been working in schools for almost 12 years, and I've never had a year where we did not close for snowstorms. So as you can probably see here, we do have someone plowing the snow in the driveway. Anyways, as I was saying, if you don't close the schools, you do use those days as teachers' days. So you pretty much just swipe them out, if that makes any sense. So I do have to work. It's technically a teacher's day, and we already had a scheduled teacher's day tomorrow. So 2 in a row. We do have report cards that are due next week, and I still have about 8 papers to grade. So I do need to get on board with that because I want to be done with those by the end of hopefully the day, but by the end of tomorrow tops. I do have a couple of things I need to get done at school tomorrow, so I do know that I'm gonna go to school, but probably not for the full day. We'll see. Anyways, trying to make the most of it today, and yeah, I am going to be reading though first, and then I'll get on with grading papers. As of right now, I'm in the middle. I'm maybe 60% through Where Sleeping Girls Lie, and I really want to finish this book. So I'm going to focus on this one. Hopefully I'll get done with it today while also grading papers. That'd be a lot to get through, but I am really invested in it, and I really, really want to get through it and want to know more of what's going to happen and how and what all of this turned out to be. I'm really curious and I want to know. So without further ado, I'm going to get into reading, and I'll see you a little bit later so I can update you with everything.
Just got out of a 5-year. My friend said to be careful. Lexi said that I should slow down. Then I saw you in that wedding gown. We were both straight until we met. Both of our boyfriends threw a fit. I give that head. He called me the day before and said, get out before you say I do. He begged for hours and I asked him how he knew. He said one thing got me confused. What amazing love makes it louder with I love you, but not used to this. Love you, but not like this. Kissing me on the lips. We almost did something big. I love you, but not used to this. Love you, but not like this. Kissing me on the lips. We almost did something big. We almost fell in.
Hey everyone, it is now Saturday, end of the day. I don't want to say evening, not yet, but we are getting closer to the end of the day. Okay, but so yeah, I really had the best intentions yesterday to come up here and update the vlog and talk about the books I did read. Well, the book I read. I did finish a book, which is great. Yesterday morning, I finished it. So I finished Where Sleeping Girls Lie, and I'm giving it a 6 stars. I loved it so much. I know I didn't update my reading so much, but since it's a thriller kind of vibe, I don't want to spoil anything and talk about it and accidentally spoil it. I ate it up so quickly, so easily. I loved the writing even more so than in Ace of Spades. I felt like the pacing was good. The characters were interesting enough for me to be interested in wanting to know more about their lives, their secrets and stuff. The drama was all there, and I really enjoyed that. It does get dark though, so please check out the trigger warnings for SA and grief and unaliving. But yeah, I enjoyed it so much that I decided to give it a 6 stars, because when I am able to finish a book that quickly and having a hard time to put it down, it definitely deserves the 6-star rating. So really happy with that. I strongly recommend it. Though there are some things that were a little bit obvious for me here and there. It wasn't that annoyingly obvious. It was just like, it's a YA type of book kind of thing. And I easily got through that, and it didn't really bother me that much because there were still so many things that were left to be said, regardless of those tiny obvious things. And there were some things that were not that obvious, which I really enjoyed as well. For example, the anagram part, I never would have guessed it. I was trying to, but I never would have guessed it. But I really enjoyed that part. So yeah, had a really fun time. I finished it yesterday morning because I fell asleep on the last 100 pages, e-pages, which meant maybe 50 pages of the book. So I finished it in the morning because I did have a teacher's day. So I did arrive a little bit later than I usually do at school. So I finished the book and then left. And then yesterday evening, I was hoping to finish Legends and Lattes, and I did not finish it yet. Unfortunately, I'm hoping I can finish it during the weekend. Yeah, I don't know what happened yesterday. I was all set up to read, and I remember I wanted to read as much as I could during the evening, and that I wanted to update the vlog. And I was waiting for my son to get to bed to update the vlog. And I do remember that my phone's battery was very low, so I charged it. My charger isn't long enough for me to film at the same time as it's charging. So I was waiting for a bit. I was going to read while it charged enough for me to film and stuff. And I don't know what happened. I just blacked out. I don't know. I have no recollection whatsoever. Woke up in the middle of the night, went to bed, and went to cheerleading classes and all that stuff. It's okay. I have been trying to read this book all afternoon, and I did not manage to read more than 30 pages, and it's a bit ridiculous. I've been feeling so sleepy trying to read the book, and it's not the book's fault. It's a me thing. Yeah, I did take a tiny bit of a nap, and now I just need to get up and moving and do things. So that's why I'm sitting in this bean chair near the window where I can't just like fall asleep here. So I'm gonna try to read a bit more before supper and then do some other stuff later on. Because if I do go to my computer where the things that I do need to get done are, I'm still gonna be feeling sleepish, and I do still like kind of fall asleep in front of the computer, so I'm not gonna be doing that. Anyways, thoughts on this so far. I'm 100 pages through, 108, so chapter 12. I'm really enjoying this because even if it's like a day-to-day thing, I enjoy it because I also have my own business. It's not a physical location like it is in here. It is an online business, but still, like everything that you don't think about while you're owning a business, and things that you're trying, and like your brain trying to process, like, okay, how are we going to get customers to come to our business, and how are we going to market our stuff, and how are we going to make our products known, because no one knows of coffee, like no one knows of that, and like what's missing, what do we need to do, and that kind of like train of thoughts. I think it's very interesting because I really relate to it as a business owner as well. So I think it's very interesting and it's cute. Relationships with everyone she encounters. That's fun. I think it was like a cute idea to have like the student come around, like the little cliches and stereotypes that you would technically see in cafes that you also see here, which I think is a cute like reference and stuff, which I do enjoy. And I don't think that like she's in too much trouble, regardless of like this. I don't remember the name of the organization that do collect through the to all of the businesses, but like she's gonna take care of it so easily. I'm not even stressed out at all, and I love the vibe. I love it so much, and I kind of want to go there and read. But yeah, it's fun. So I'm hoping I can finish it very, very soon during the weekend, but we shall see. I am going to close this vlog here though and start the new vlog right away so that I can have a little bit more content on there. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I really appreciate everyone who watches my videos. Like, comment, subscribe if you wish. Hit the notification bell if you want to be notified every time I upload a new video, and I will see you soon in the next one.